Now, during B20 and G20 coverage in Bali, indeed, See Today is not working alone. There are hundreds of journalists from around the world gathered in the Island of Gods, acting as the storytellers from the venue. Oh, how I envy.
Exactly, and collaboration between journalists is becoming a common norm these days, and including See Today, who collaborated with China Global News Network, or CGTN.
So now we're going to share with you a conversation that was had between our own reporter, Rebecca Napitupulu, with Tong Sui, who acted as the first moderator for the B20 summit session.
大家好, we're here at Nusa Dua, Bali for G20 Summit 2022. Of course, it's an international event where 19 world leaders from the biggest economy in the world got a chance to gather together with the European Union. But not only the world leaders, we also got a chance to meet with fellow journalists from across the world. And we have a time to get to know each other and, of course, to support each other in delivering the news of G20 Summit 2022. And we have one of them, 我的朋友, and she is Tong Sui from CGTN. Thank you so much, Tong Sui, for your time. We're going to have a little bit chat about your experiences here, because what's very special is you also become one of the B20 Summit's moderators. So thank you so much for your time, Kansani. We'll jump right into it. So, you know, being one of the moderators in the B20 Summit, so how do you feel about it, bridging the discussions, and what are the intakes that you can take from the discussion?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me today. So, you know, earlier this morning, I moderated one of the opening panel discussions for the sustainable management for economic growth. So I feel like as a moderator, the one thing which is very important, that you have to find the similarities, the common interests of all your guests.
Yes.
For example, this morning we had two business tycoons from both China and Australia, and of course we had Mr. Luhut, the Coordinating Minister for Maritime Investment Affairs here in Indonesia. So the three common prosperity, or the three common commonalities for these people are, they are all striking. They are all like pioneering when it comes to sustainable development.
Yes.
So I think once you find the common interests and the similarities of these three people, so there will be a bridge connecting all of them together. You know, you could say they've contributed their ideas from their, you know, one of the Chinese business tycoons. He is the battery maker for Elon Musk.
Wow.
Not only for Tesla, but also he makes batteries for, you know, BMW, Volkswagen, Geely, and the other Australian business tycoons. He is the founder of a mining company. However, is turning into a renewable energy company. So I feel like their goals, their objectives are the same. I think once you find the commonalities between these two, you're sort of there, you know, bridging all these discussions together.
So is there any certain intakes that you personally take throughout the discussion?
Well, from Mr. Luhut, I feel like he's not only the man who say, you know, speak out words, but he's more like, you know, putting words into actions, I suppose. Yeah, he laid out, you know, Indonesia's visions in the years to come in order to, you know, help develop this sustainability. Yes, and also I learned a lot because there's a lot of doubts in terms of how, you know, the batteries for EV cars. People are doubting even its battery, is that really green? So Mr. Zheng, the Chinese business tycoon, who is, as I mentioned, who is one of the battery makers, he explained why, you know, his company is trying to strive for sustainability. You know, he's trying to, and he called on more development in terms of technology. So basically, he's trying to build up an ecosystem. So we're connecting all these thoughts together. So it's not, he doesn't want anyone to left out when you know, driving forward the sustainability development in the future.
Okay, so of course we have to talk about our role as a journalist. So from your point of view, how do you see the role of media contributing in delivering the message of G20 Summit?
Well, you know what? As a journalist, we're storytellers,
Yes.
not story makers. So we go wherever the stories are.
Yes.
Obviously, here in Bali, the biggest story would be B20 and G20 because, the world leaders and the policymakers and business tycoons, they all gather here to devote their ideas, to share their insightful views in terms of, how the world is heading in the future and how we can all, strengthen cooperation in order to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
It did, especially with the backdrop with the conflicts with Russia and the Ukraine,
Yeah.
and a lot of things going
A lot
on.
of a lot of things going on.
And also, this is happening not right after, but still with the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, yes.
So there's just a lot of, we can expect in the coming days.
Yeah, I cannot believe that we actually finally have an opportunity to be able to, hang out in a way with
Exactly.
other journalists and to actually support each other in delivering this message. So, of course, have you been to Bali before?
This is actually my third time here.
This is your third
Yeah,
time
I loved
here.
it. I loved it so much.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. So, what's make your third times here different than your previous ones?
Well, obviously, I paid the previous one trips here on my vacations.
Okay.
And this time is totally different because I'm here to work. To work, exactly. You can see us, hustling
Yeah.
everywhere, to
Yeah.
catch up with this person or catch up with that meeting.
Yeah.
So the experience is completely different. But I still enjoy the sunshine and the beach.
Okay, so I hope you still have time to enjoy Bali after all the hecticness that we will have to
Right.
face in the next few days. So thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, and I hope See Today and CGTN can continue our collaboration.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.